So in my journey of grief this time around, it's a lot different from the first two times that I went through, actually the first three times that I went through the death of a family member. The first few were, they were family members, and then this last one was my partner, my husband. And losing him was next level, because when you actually choose somebody to make plans with and spend your life with and dedicate yourself to, and you choose to become the person that is with that person, then when you lose them, you lose kind of part of yourself. And it was a whole another level of pain. And today I realized, as some of the feelings came back that are familiar with me, because I've experienced these same pains and thoughts and memories, and I'm just gonna call it a pain, but it's just these thoughts that come in, and the way they were at the beginning when I first had them, it felt like I was being physically stabbed, punched. The first ones were like gut punches, like I'd just been punched as hard as somebody could right in my stomach. That's the pain felt like. I don't know if it was from hours of crying, where you're actually pulling muscles in your stomach, and so it kind of feels like that, or it was more like it felt like a psychic gut punch, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it. It was very visceral and raw at the beginning. But today I realized that when those same feelings come in now, I don't feel that way anymore. It's like they show up and their shadow is in the door, and I open the door and I say, come on in, sit down, let's have some coffee, let's talk. And it just doesn't hurt the way, it's like I made friends with it. I made friends with the pain now. And instead of sitting there just torn apart by this pain, now I just kind of let it come in. I know it's there, and I know that I know that it's there, but I know that it's not me. It's just an energy moving through. So I open the door, I let it come in. It sits down, we have a cup of coffee, maybe a cigarette, smoke a bowl, whatever. Have a drink. I don't know what we do, but I know that I don't fight it anymore. I just open the door and let it come in. And it's a lot less powerful. It's a lot less painful. The pain isn't as intense. And I don't know if that's because of a level of acceptance, or if I'm just numb. I don't think it's numb, because I've opened that frickin' door every time it wants to, and I deal with it. And last couple of weeks was a different kind of, it was more like a feeling of betrayal from several directions, being betrayed by, and letting those thoughts of victimhood, creep in. And then I realized that I always remember how lucky I am and how blessed I actually am, and that even though for all this pain that I've gone through, I still have gratitude, because it's taught me things. It's made me stronger. I'm a different person now. It's just totally changed me. Hopefully I think for the better. The veils have been ripped off, have been torn off. Maybe not that violent. The veils have been lifted and peeled and scraped and peeled away. There's so many of them. There's so many, and I know there's more left, because I was born naive, and it's taking me a long time to grow out of that, not the kind of naivete that causes me a lot of pain later. And so I'm learning about that while retaining everything, because it's just like with my art and my writing and music, if I didn't have it, it's part of who I am. And so I like to remain with that childlike wonder of what if, it's a magical thing that I'm never going to lose. And parts of it can be really naive. And a lot of times I forget because I think I protect myself by forgetting. And the memories are starting to come back online though. The memories are starting to come back. But I definitely had some kind of a memory wipe. I don't know if that's from trauma or what. I haven't talked to anybody too much about that or anything. And I don't really feel the need to. Whatever it is, why it happened, it doesn't really matter. It served its purpose, and I just let it do whatever, I just let it do whatever it's doing, as long as it's, doesn't stick around and it's not hurting me. It's just, so.